Hello everyone, it's Justine. Today I'm going to be finishing 17 stitched cards. I've been stitching quite a bit here, and I think that my mom helped me stitch maybe one or two of these. She started stitching and she has kind of started liking it. So I think the pink one that's on top on the left there, she stitched that one, and there's a blue one, and I think maybe the Stronger Together here card as well. So it's kind of a collaborative effort between her and I. She's not really a card person, but she tried stitching and she kind of had a good time with it. So she's been helping me out a little. So if you are interested in the process of how to stitch on the paper and on the card stock itself, go ahead and click on the channel that I have on the playlist on my channel that's called Stitching on Cards, and I have a couple different videos called How I Stitch on Cards or How to Stitch on Cards that really goes through the process and some of the tips and tricks that I generally use. So since I have a couple of those videos already, I don't feel the need to go through that every time I post a stitched video. But if you do have any questions about how to stitch on cards, I would love to help you. I've made a number of stitch cards now here the past year and have really been quite fond of how the products turn out when I'm finished with them. So this video has mostly cards with the stitched oval die that I used in the first card, but I also have a few with the stitched, I believe it's called like stitched mandala or something like that. I will have that linked in the description of this video, as well as any other products that I really have here that are from Spellbinders. But a lot of my stamped sentiments are kind of from all over. I have a lot of stamps from Spellbinders, Simon Says Stamp. A couple of them are just random from different companies, Mama Elephant, Pink and Main. I know I have a few from them. I just know that it's kind of a collaborative effort, if you will, with different stamps here. So I don't have the names of the stamp sets per se, but if you wanted to recreate any of these cards, you could just find something similar in your stash and try it out. But I have been trying to use up some of my pattern paper, and I found that they make perfect backgrounds for stitched cards. Like this one that I'm working on here, it has a number of different embroidery hoop projects in the background, and I think the sentiment works really nicely with the background paper here. It's the So Happy It's Your Birthday. Now, if you're interested in that stamp set, I think that is still on the Spellbinders website. It was from the card kit of the month from, I think September, maybe. I think it was September of 2022, the So Happy card kit. And I just love the way these cards look with the gemstones on them. I just think they are just darling. Most of my gemstones are technically nail art gems, but I find that they are the perfect size for some of these stitch cards because they are pretty small and they fit in that flowered area pretty nicely. So they just kind of work, and that's what I typically go with. I know that sometimes you can kind of do a little hack, so if you're not interested in actually stitching, you can use a pen or a marker and make like the faux stitch lines, and I've never really got mine to look very nice, so I don't really do that. And I really do prefer stitching directly onto the paper because I find that it is very soothing, and it's an activity that I can take with me anywhere I go. I can do it in the car, or in the summer I can sit outside and stitch. I can do it with family around. I even sometimes have done it on my lunch break at work, and I find that just doing something with my hands and focusing on creating something can take my mind off of the worry train, if you will. So I really do enjoy it, and as I said previously in the video, I've started my mom on the stitching on cards, so it's now something that her and I can enjoy together. And I actually just met with my 2 aunts as well, and they tried stitching and they kind of picked it up really fast and they enjoyed it as well. So it's something you can do with your family, and if you have a friend who's crafty, you could probably do it with a friend. Also, stitching is something that's fairly simple, and I think that young children could pick it up as well. So if you're a mom, a grandma, an aunt, a babysitter, maybe have the kids give it a shot. So I'm going to show you all 17 of my cards, just kind of do a slow look through on video here, and I'll just kind of make a big pile. And then at the very end of the video, I will have stills of each card and just show you close-up pictures of each one. But I'd like you to be on the lookout for your favorite one. And I'd like you to let me know in the comments, if you have a minute, just to type a little comment, which one is your very favorite. I think that if I had to pick a favorite this time, I would pick the one that says Beautiful Friend, and you'll see it here coming up. Or this one that I'm holding right this minute because it looks just very elegant and simple. I think that I will use that card for a wedding card for a coworker who's having a wedding late December. I think she'll love it. Typically, I am looking for a lot of cards for thank yous. As a teacher, I do get little presents here and there, so I like having thank you cards on hand. I love having birthday cards because I have quite a large family and I need to have birthday cards on hand. Unfortunately, sympathy cards are something that I am needing a lot more often than I guess anyone would really prefer. So I've been stitching some sympathy cards, and I'll show those later on my channel, probably in December or January. Kind of working on a set of those to give as a gift for Christmas. There's that Beautiful Friend one. Now, if you see the paper on the back of that card, or on the back behind the stitching, that was paper that was from my very first card kit of the month from Spellbinders. And I just fell in love with Spellbinders after buying that one kit. So that paper I have been hoarding, hanging on to. If you are a crafty person, you know exactly what I mean by hoarding paper or ribbon or whatever it might be. But I thought that with the stitched cards, that embroidery hoop paper would be perfect to use up and maybe let it live as a card, if you will, and not just be in my little crafty hoard. So I thought, now is the time, I should use it up. Moving on. This was a really nice thank you sentiment. I love that thank you sentiment. I believe it is from one of the sets from Simon Says Stamp. I really do like this sentiment as well. That's from that same stitched stamp set from the So Happy card kit of the month that I was speaking about earlier. If that card kit is still linked or still sold on the Spellbinders website, I will link that in the description just so you can check out if you're interested. I thought this card was really cheerful, and that card with the bright yellow paper behind it, I think would really make anybody smile. And I do have a couple fall cards here that I needed to finish up. I thought that this would be perfect to give the host that I am going to Thanksgiving at someone's house this year. So I'd like to give that as a gift to my hostess, along with probably a bottle of wine, because why not? Anyway, I'd love to hear which one is your favorite. So once again, let me know in the comments below your favorite. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you get to get crafty soon. Bye!